why are Kuki civil society organizations and other Kuki groups pushing for separate administration when it stokes great anxiety in the other ethnicities of Manipur? Because it's like you are breaking a state.
Thank you. That's a very, very relevant point, and we need to turn the table around again on that issue. Now, pre 3rd May, all these years since 2008, when we signed a suspension of operations, and our political demand was for autonomous territorial council within the state of Manipur, purely constitutional. We were denied that for a long time, but we were nearing the end with the state coming forward a bit and the center also making, good progress with us. But on the 3rd of May, all hell broke loose on the pretext that violence started in Churchandpur, which is not true. There was a peaceful rally in Churchandpur. Preceding that, a few days earlier, in protest against the government's arbitrary uh, diktat on forest issues, with them, again, abrogating something that was already signed in 1966 or so, and declaring those areas no longer for us to be able to live because the authority in 1960s who prevailed, the government authority, he was incompetent, etc. That's the kind of situation we are in, very sort of arbitrary and irrational. So in protest, people burned the forest office in Churchandpur. It was not a protest against the Meitei or any ethnicity. It was against the government. Hundreds of such cases have happened in Imphal. They're not directed against any particular community. It is against the government. And there were no casualties. So 3rd of May, there was a protest against the demand for ST. They have the right to demand. We have the right to also protest peacefully, democratically. And that was going on in all the hills of Manipur. Now, while the peaceful rally was going on in Lamka, a few miles down, nearing
Why do
Imphal.
you call it Lamka? A lot of people say that names are being changed.
Of course, why not? That is our own parlance. We have the right to call anything we want in our area. Now, officially, it may not be. Now, you're insinuating that it should be Churchandpur because that's a legal official term. That we acknowledge. But before Churchandpur came to being in 1921, I think, after the Anglo-Kuki War, the British official, the SDO, invited the Meitei king of Imphal, who has no jurisdiction in the hills at all, except under the aegis of the British administration, and he, the SDO, to rule us through that mechanism administratively, with the Romans did to the British in England as well.
I think that's a.
It is not
I don't want
Churchandpur.
to cut you
It,
short. I know. What happens is we
you're
go
aware
to
of that
history,
history.
and it becomes contested. I really want to focus on the real hard issues which are
Yes.
about to bring peace in Manipur.
Okay,
Uh,
then we need to deal with the facts, the truths. Okay, and I will respond to
Absolutely.
you.
I will. This interview is a conversation. I'm not here to have a conversation on behalf of different communities.
No,
It's a
I appreciate that.
conversation and a perspective.
You're not drilling me. I'm aware of that. I'm just, because
So
time constraints, I
I
thought
just want to get you
equitable.
back to this because there are a lot of issues which people would like to know. For example, why didn't Kuki community didn't feel a candidate from outer Manipur?
Well, we were, at in a situation where, there are three ethnic communities in Manipur. There are Nagas, there are Kukis, there are Meiteis. Now, with the kind of developments, formulations that were coming up in terms of alliances, um, see, this is a very pertinent point, and I hate to stretch it out, but it's important also, but you can cut me short anytime. See, the Outer Manipur constituency has about 8 assembly constituencies that are from the valley. They have a say in who wins and who loses. And the Meiteis, pardon me for using an ethnic name, were lining up with the Nagas against the Kukis. I'm not saying Nagas are against us, but the Meiteis, because of the war with us, wanted to support the Naga and, ensure that we don't get elected. So in that circumstance, we are not stupid. We may not be very clever, but we are not stupid. We decided it's best not to participate, and it's in sync with our political objective of separate administration.
Okay.